Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Gary here. It's a Thursday. It's going to be warm in Cincinnati today. Thank God for air conditioning. I know I'm a pussy. I don't like cold and I don't like heat. I take the heat over the cold every day. Anyway, today's episode is going to be called Tax Vampires. It's a word I like to use when I'm referring to politicians. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail, and hopefully this thing doesn't go too long. I'm going to start out by saying here we're rolling up on the midterms, the midterm elections. Now I don't follow politics, but it's in my face every time I flip on the TV. Midterms are coming, and you're seeing politicians, men and women politicians, running for a particular office that you've never seen before in your entire life. Why is this person in my living room? Why do I have to watch this person's ugly face in my living room? I will work for you. I will work for you. And then they show the crowd, yes, yay, yay. The sheep in the crowd, see, they're all sheep. They're not hook, line, and sinker. See what I mean? They're liars. All politicians are liars. We got to establish that now. For those who are still gullible to believe that they're actually going to work for us. They don't care about us. All they care about is our vote. See, you vote for me, and I promise if you vote for me, I will do these things for you. They don't give a fuck about you. So if they're out campaigning around the city, anywhere in the country you are, if they're out campaigning around the city, I guarantee you, if you walk to one of their campaigns and you just stand there at a rail, they're going to walk over, want to shake your hand. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm running for office. Hi, get my vote. And all that shit, right? And let's say November comes and goes and they actually get elected into office. And you can take that same person who you see at a sporting event and you walk up to this lady or this guy at a sporting event with their significant other or with their group of people or their security, and you go, hey, so-and-so, I remember you from I voted for you. Get the fuck away from me. Who are you? I don't know you. Oh, hell, you don't think they'd say that? Or the security would mob up on you and push you back, get back, get back, get back. You know they would. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. They don't know you and they don't want to know you. All they want is what? What do they want? They want your vote. So they can get more money from your taxes. So, which brings me to my next subject. Here lately, and I've noticed it this year for the first time in my entire life, there is a grassroots group in Ohio pushing the governor to eliminate property tax. I'm thinking, wow, that's something I've never seen. It took a grassroots people that pay taxes to come up with this idea. Surely a politician wasn't going to do it. God forbid the governor does it. Regular people like me and you come up with this grassroots, and they're getting a lot of signatures, by the way. And so what's happening? Now the politicians are seeing this grassroots movement in Ohio, and you're seeing said people that are running for different offices in the cities of like Cincinnati, Toledo, Columbus, major cities. And they're adopting that. Oh, well, I will work for you on property tax. Yes, I will work for you. They're just riding on the coattails of the grassroots operation and marching on Columbus to our governor to eliminate property tax. And then these other politicians they're riding on their coattails saying, I will work to eliminate your property tax. I want your vote. Vote for me in November. I will work for you. You see what I'm saying? I know you see it. They lie. They're tax vampires, sucking you dry. Why? So they can have that boat on the lake. So they can go to Norris Lake, or they can go to Lake Cumberland, or Dale Hollow. Nice lakes, or Lake Erie, even better. They get that houseboat, or they get that cabin cruiser, that 40-foot Carver, and a nice big old Ford F-250 to pull it. And they can have that nice lake house in Lake Erie. They can have all the toys they want. Toys, and more toys. Because you got to have property tax. I need that money for my boat, for my house, for my toys. See what I'm saying? It's all lies. And if you believe for 1 second that this grassroots, bless them, this grassroots coalition to eliminate property tax, I'm going to give them an A for effort. That's going to get squashed because politicians line their pockets with taxes. Hell, they aren't going to eliminate property tax. Guess what? Property taxes are going to go up. They did a property tax reform in Ohio, I think a year ago, where they actually did take a little bit off. See, my property taxes where I live are $4,800 a year. Now they're like $4,600 a year. Whoop-de-doo. Wow, I saved $200. Well, I'm going to have to pay it somewhere else where the taxes have gone up. See, it's bait and switch. Here, we're going to lower property tax over here, but we're going to eliminate the property tax. We're going to make it lower over here in this box, but we're going to raise it over here. See? Say the Metropolitan Sewer District, they're doing remodels, let's say, on their because they're doing a remodel, a restructure at the MSD plant in Cincinnati. Well, they need money. They need tax dollars. So they're going to take away from this box and put it into that box. You know what goes on. Taxes, death and taxes, the two surest things in the world. Death and taxes. And lying politicians, because they all lie. What's that saying? They're kissing the babies and stealing their candy at the same time. I will work for you. I got one. This one, I came up with this one a little while back, and I was telling the guy that delivers my mail. He's a cool guy. His name's Jay. Jay and I get along good. We're good friends. And I said, Jay, you know what's going to happen eventually with taxes? Because we were talking about property taxes. Why do you pay property tax if you already own the house that the land sits on? That's my beef. I mean, I could bitch about it all day long, but is it going to change anything? How I vote, regardless of how I vote, it's not going to change anything. So there's no sense talking about it. But the next tax they're going to come up with, think about this. They're going to have a tax on turds. What, Gary? What did you just say? Yeah. The MSD, the Metropolitan Sewer Districts in said cities around the country. They're going to have some engineering mastermind come up with a little the size of a dime. It's like transparent. You can't see it. But it's a stick. It's a sticker. And they're going to send agents out to every city, every county in America. And it's going to take about a year to do this, to get all these agents out there. And they're going to apply these little transparent dime-sized stickers on the inside of your toilet bowl. It's going to stick right to the porcelain. And there's no detergent, no amount of scrubbing that can eliminate it once it's on the bowl. That's how it's engineered to do it. It's going to be like sticking it's like concrete. You can't move it. And what that sensor does is it reads, every time you take a crap, it reads the water displacement in your bowl. The bigger the mass of the turd, the more the water displacement rises. And they may not be much, but a little bit every time. And someone who takes a really big, greasy turd, that water's going to rise really high. See what I'm saying? Gary, that's off the left field wall. That's disgusting. Gary, what made you think of that? Well, my mind is ate up. I'm ate up. But I was thinking about that. You could tax people on that. And then what they do is the sensor is so accurate that the MSD plant can identify the address and the name of the street and tax them more on the bottom line of their bill each month from the MSD plant. So your water bill is going to have a tax. It's going to be called the TT tax. And people won't know right away what that means. And when they call the MSD, they say, hey, I've noticed there's a new tax on here. It's called the TT tax. Yeah, and it says $1.80 $2.80 this month I got to pay on the TT tax. What's the TT tax? Oh, that's the turd tax. Start eating better and you won't have to shit so much. Click. You don't think that's going to happen? If I'm thinking about it, you know there's a whole team of people thinking about different ways they can tax you. You know that, right? In case you didn't know. Levy taxes. You look at your property tax statement in the mail. It has a list of like 12 to 15 different places your taxes go to in the county. Makes you sick. Especially for someone like me who doesn't have children. I got to pay a school levy tax because every year there's another levy tax for schools. And I got to pay into it. There should be some, I should get a credit. People that are single, that don't have children, that are married and don't have children, they should get a credit on their taxes every year. That they don't have to pay for fucking schools. Why should we pay for some rug rat going to school? And the school system sucks ass anyway. Look what they're spewing out. They're letting kids graduate that can't even spell their name. Oh, don't get me going on that subject. But I mean, school levy? And before too long, you're going to have to pay, tax on your dog. Dog tax. Taking a crap and not picking up? Well, we got to pay tax on that. Oh, Joe Smith and Jane Smith, they got a Labrador Retriever. They got a Belgian Malinois, whatever. They got a little poodle. Well, we got YouTube radar in space, and we can tell when they're walking their dog, they're not picking up the crap. We're going to tax you on that. And the bottom of your statement say TT tax, turd tax. Oh, yeah. Gary, that's really out there, isn't it? Well, it is. But tax vampires, man. They're going to find a way to get taxes. They got to have their toys. These politicians will make a lot of money. But where they get their money is taking a little bit off that, taking a little bit out of the school fund, taking a little bit out of this fund, a little bit out of that fund, a little bit out of that fund, and lining their pockets with it. And then you don't hear from them for another 6 months. Well, I will work for you. Politicians, man. I got them in my family. Not my immediate family, my secondary family. I mean, I got cousins that were politicians. Hugging the babies and stealing their candy. That's all I got today. It's a short one. I got to get going. I got things I got to do. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.